Welcome back to Inside the Idaho Vandals with head coach Paul Petrino. I'm Dennis Patch, and you get to play not one game at home, 2 games at home. That's got to be. Did you throw a party this last weekend?
Yeah, that's exciting. It's good to be home. It's great to have get the fans to come out here and support us, and it's just good to not have the the travel. You get a little bit extra time to prepare, and our players are really excited, and it'll be great to be home.
And the weather will be miserable this weekend. The best place to be right here in the Dome, because it's always 70 degrees here.
That's right. That's as a coach, especially as an offensive coach your whole career, you love to play inside. You don't have to worry about the wind, don't have to worry about any of the elements, and so it'll be exciting to be here.
Is there one thing you have to worry about when you play inside?
No, not really. You just go out and play, and you're going to have good footing and good weather, and that always makes it nice.
As long as they don't turn the air conditioner up and it's like 20-mile-an-hour wind one way, and you could actually turn it around the other way in the third and first quarters. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Figure that out. We should do that.
Tell me about Texas State. We touched on them a little bit briefly. What do they bring to the table? What are they going to try and do here on Saturday?
They play real good defense. It's kind of the same scheme that Coach Francione ran when he was all the way back at TCU, Alabama. Even when he was at New Mexico, I've coached against him many a times at different schools. So it's a very similar scheme. It's complex in the secondary. They change things up a lot. They'll call one coverage to one side, one to the other. Their down linemen play hard. Very, very physical, tough defensive line that plays hard. And they do a good job on defense. Offensively, it's all about their quarterback. He's very athletic. He can run, makes plays. They run a lot of option. He reads it well. And so they're a good football team. We just got to be ready to play and go out there and execute and find a way to win.
When a quarterback like theirs is able to move with his feet, able to make plays with his feet, what does your defense have to do? What's the responsibility there of a guy can beat you with his arm, but he could beat you with his legs?
Yeah, a lot of it's going to be where assignment football, where somebody's got to make sure they have the dive, someone has the pitch man, and make sure that we have him. And sometimes have 2 people on him and not let him beat us. If they're going to beat us, make somebody else beat us. And so that's something that we got to make sure happens.
Is this a game that could be decided with the big play?
Probably, yeah. I think it's a game that it's going to come down to the fourth quarter, be a lot like the Temple game, go back and forth, and then the team that's got to find a way to will us to victory and find a way to win the fourth quarter.
I think your team is more confident playing here. I mean, Northern Illinois, you guys played a great game and just couldn't quite close the deal. Temple, you got the win here. Are they more confident here?
Probably, and I think anytime you're young, you play better at home. Just like they always say, the rookies in the NFL and the NBA play way better at home. Most freshman kids in college play better at home. So I think they do feel more confident and look forward to go out and playing well this weekend.
I'm always interested to find out what coaches do. They spend so much time during the year working. What you do when you really aren't doing football. What you do maybe to relax for a half an hour here or there. And we were talking before we started taping this show that, do you sleep on the airplanes? Because you guys got home from Ole Miss at 4 in the morning. Do you sleep on the airplane? What do you do from the time the game ends until you got to be back here on Sunday?
This day and age with the iPads and the video and everything, you have access to most everything on the way home. So I usually watch the game, usually watch the offensive side of the ball first, then the defense side of the ball. Sometimes in the special teams, I'll go back and watch the offensive side of the ball again. So usually do that first. When it's as long a trip as we had last week, then I went back and watched, the Texas State's game against Louisiana Lafayette and their game against Georgia State. So I, watched our guys first, then started looking on to the next game and studying them, and you just take notes and you just work as if you were in the office, to be honest with you, because you have all the access to that on the iPad.
So when you get home at 4 o'clock in the morning, what time do you get back here on Sunday?
Normally we come back in the office at 9:30 every Sunday. This week it was a little late, so I let the coaches come in a little bit later. We came in at noon. But normally we're in the office on Sundays at 9:30. Sundays, probably one of our busiest days. We usually come in at 9:30 and get out here after midnight.
Okay, and that includes not only, as we've talked before, position coaches grading the tape, the film. We don't use it. It's all digital anymore. Right. That's old technology. Yeah, that's old technology. But and then it's right on to the next game. As soon as that's over, boom, we're into the preparation.
Right. Then you go into preparation. You start working on the next game. You work on that. until we have a team meeting. We go from the team meeting to a special teams meeting, then we break up unit, offense and defense, and then by positions, and then we come out here and practice. And then we have the young guys scrimmage, and then we go in and make recruiting calls for a certain amount of time. You know, each week I kind of change that up. This week we actually came in and watched some recruits to rank them again by who we want the most from top to bottom, and then you move on and start working on Texas State again.
Your Sunday practice doesn't have anything with the next week's opponent in it?
No, it does.
Oh, it does. Okay.
It does. Yeah, we'll usually have a crossover period, which we call crossover, which is like 8 plays. Offense is up, defense is serving them, running Texas State's stuff, and then vice versa. And then sometimes we'll have even another period of. It kind of changes each week by how long I'm going to practice the old guys.
Right.
But the old guys is going against the upcoming opponent.
Okay, but which makes it tough for coaches because they got to get the old game out of their system and have enough on the next week's opponent to kind of run Sunday practice.
Right. You know, and in our offensive staff room, we have cards up of every single blitz and every single front that the upcoming opponent's going to run, and the assistant coaches actually do that on Friday. So like as we're flying down there on that 4-hour flight, they were drawing up Texas State's fronts and coverages and blitzes, and so we can get that up on the walls on Sunday. So then once you have those cards done, then that helps you script and to know what you're going to make your cards for the upcoming opponent.
Sounds like flying around the country is not a lot of fun. It sounds like it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it gives you time to get your work done, so it's not all bad actually.
When do you guys sleep?
It's late at night. You know, that's kind of whenever you can, you get it in.
All right, well, we've got Texas State coming up this week and another home game next week, and we appreciate your time. Thanks so much. Good luck on Saturday, and we'll visit with you next week.
All right, great. Thanks for having me on.
And again, the weather is supposed to be abysmal this weekend, except for right here in the Dome, and Coach Petrino would love to see you out here on Saturday, and so would the Vandals on Dad's weekend. Are you going to do anything extra special for the dads of the players?
Yeah, we're going to play great for them and win the game for them. That's what we need to do.
That's all you can ask for, isn't it? All right, when we come back, inside the Idaho Vandals, we'll take a look at volleyball and a scary, scary story coming up when Inside the Idaho Vandals continues.